On Thursday, FBI agents arrested a 21-year-old member of the Massachusetts Air National Guard in connection with the publishing of classified national security information on a social media platform. As the Pentagon assessed the damage of the public release of the sensitive documents, officials scrambled to answer a question on the mind of many Americans. How in the world did a young National Guardsman get his hands on the closely held information? NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Delanian has our Sunday focus.
Heavily armed FBI agents swoop in to arrest an alleged national security leaker, but not soon enough to stop sensitive U.S. intelligence secrets from spilling into public view, endangering lives, embarrassing U.S. allies, and raising questions about how this could possibly be happening again.
This was a deliberate criminal act.
According to some who knew him, James Teixeira posted secrets to impress friends on the Discord gaming platform. That's consistent with what one expert calls a new class of leakers, spurred not by money or ideology, but by their personal ego-driven goals.
It does feel like the motivations of these kinds of breaches are changing, and the profile of people that are committing them, the profiles are changing too.
This leak is just the latest in a long series of alarming digital age disclosures of classified information. In 2010, Private Chelsea Manning revealed hundreds of thousands of secret military and diplomatic records. In 2013, National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden exposed U.S. digital spying around the world before fleeing to Russia. Last year, a former CIA officer was convicted of handing over the agency's hacking tools to WikiLeaks, which then published them. Meanwhile, the current president, a past president, and a past vice president all were found to be improperly storing classified documents in their homes. Critics see a U.S. national security bureaucracy that just can't keep its secrets, with an astonishing 1.3 million Americans holding top-secret security clearance.
Does the U.S. government have a good handle on who these people are, what they're doing online, whether they hold extremist views, that kind of thing?
Well, clearly the answer is no.
After Manning and Snowden, officials promised reform. But former counterintelligence official Bill Evanina, who spent years trying to protect government secrets, says it appears those reforms didn't take hold on an obscure Air Force base in Massachusetts.
How is it that a 21-year-old airman has access to CIA reporting about what's happening in Israel? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. If you are a systems admin person in the Air National Guard, you should not have access to those classified documents on any system.
President Biden said he is demanding answers.
I've instructed the department to make sure that they get to the root of why he had access in the first place.
But, Evanina adds, all the safeguards in the world can't counter a betrayal of trust.
You could have all the lockdown systems you want. You cannot prevent a human being from walking out of a building with printed documents. And at the end of the day, if you take documents out of the CIA, NSA, or here, the National Guard, you bring them home and you photograph them, there's not much anybody could do about that except try and get that individual before they make that bad decision.
And Ken joins me live. Ken, good morning. So if they're like me, many of our viewers may have heard you say 1.3 million people have clearance to access top secret documents and wondered, how is that possible?
Good morning, Willie. Experts have been saying for years that America's national security state is a behemoth grown out of control. By one estimate, the government classifies 3 documents every second, 50 million a year. Everyone agrees there's massive overclassification, which leads to this huge number of employees and contractors who need the highest security clearance. And you know, there are plans and proposals to reform the system, but they never seem to go anywhere. Meanwhile, this case makes clear that the government needs to do a better job keeping tabs on the people with access to the real secrets. Willie?
And as you said, Ken, this 21-year-old doesn't seem to be really a whistleblower or even to be pushing much of an ideology. So what more do we know about his specific motive?
Well, look, if this is in fact what it appears to be, the most charitable thing we can say is that he's a deeply misguided young man who just didn't think this through. I mean, he signed papers when he got his clearance saying that he would go to prison if he revealed secrets, but he obviously didn't take that to heart. His friends say he never intended for these documents to leave that small group in the chat room. And if that's true, that just seems incredibly naive and a tragedy, both for him and for the country's national security. Willie?
And at most basic level, just showing off for his gaming buddies. Ken, thanks so much. Fascinating story.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.